So, hi, Charlotte. Thanks very much for giving up your time to come and do an interview with me. I really appreciate it. I know you're a very busy mum and fitness instructor. So before we get started, I'd just like you to tell the guys that are watching a little bit about your background and how we came across each other. And then I've got a few questions for you, if that's cool.
Okay, yeah. So I've been a personal trainer for nearly 8 years. Done all the usual paying rent in a gym, working like a dog to try and get clients. And then I'd finally got myself a gym instructor's job at Cheshire Health Club in Mobley, which is where we met.
Yeah.
And I was working stupid hours for no money whatsoever, but really just kind of stuck in a rut, doing a job that I love that just didn't pay me any money.
Okay, so roughly how long were you working with it? Was it unsociable hours, and what would you say you were bringing home?
Well, this was the problem, you see, because as a PT, obviously you can earn £30 an hour, but as a gym instructor, which is where you fed your clients from, we were on minimum wage of £6.50, which was taxed as well.
£6.50 and then tax on top? And
then tax.
Wow.
So because I got I had 3 children at the time, I was leaving the house at 6:15 in the morning, getting home at 2:30, or I was leaving the house at 2:30 and getting in at 10:30 at night, and then working weekends as well.
Right, okay.
So I worked out sometimes I was getting £35 a shift.
Okay. And the shift?
So I was going to say, so on top of that, I would have to do my personal training as well. So I'd maybe have to stay behind in order to try and make £100.
That's crazy. I mean, we've known each other like a couple of years now, and I didn't even realise that was, that's kind of answered my first question, really, which was what was the situation like before we started working together, and that's it. So there's probably quite a few fitness professionals or personal trainers can probably resonate, or they relate to, I suppose, what you're saying, where that's concerned.
But I'm stubborn, so I told my husband when I trained to be a personal trainer that we could earn £30-40 an hour.
After tax.
Yeah, so I dig my heels in that I was kind of on the foundations, and I was building up. But realistically, that's just never going to happen.
Okay, I get it, because when you're selling time for money, and if you're working for someone else or within someone else's remit,
it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I've never been so fat as when I was a PT. Who wants to work out when you just train people all day?
Yes, absolutely. I remember back to my days of being a PT and class instructor, and definitely did not want to train.
No.
Or if I did, I'd have to drive to another gym to get out of the way and train. So before, because we actually met through somebody else. So what reservations did you have, if any, about working with me?
None, to be honest. I think my only thing that I could probably think of was that you were so successful and so confident, and you knew so much. I originally couldn't see how I could get there.
Okay, well, that's actually really good feedback in itself. So what was the thing that kind of, what was the best process that we went through in order to get you to being successful like you are now?
I think the key thing to me is to actually join in with what's going on, and then you actually realise that it's very attainable, very achievable, and where you are is maybe not as hard as I thought it was going to be, because you're telling me how to do it.
Right, okay, so it's basically a system that you can follow that is delivering the results that I suppose enjoying.
Before I tuned myself into it properly a couple of months ago, after I'd had Martha, it felt like everybody was speaking a different language, and I couldn't make that jump. And then as soon as I listened to what everyone was saying, it just made sense. It was so easy.
Okay, I've got I suppose a bit of a curveball for you. what was did you have any preconceived ideas about network marketing or multi-level marketing before you got involved with Herbalife Nutrition? I mean, did you have any preconceived anything, or were you quite new to?
I knew nothing of network marketing or multi-level marketing at all. My only reservation was I thought I couldn't sell something.
Okay.
I didn't think I was a salesperson, but I am.
So how did that notion change then from selling? Did you I suppose make the jump from selling to sharing, or because you use the product yourself, you then just naturally was very buoyant about what we did?
Yeah, because I was just so excited about how it made me feel, how time efficient I'd become. Because originally when I first started using it, I was working at the gym. Like say on a Saturday morning, I used to take a massive carrier bag with me full of food. And then I was taking a shake and maybe some bananas and some protein. And it was so easy. And I think it was just one less thing for me to think about. So it made it easier. So I did it more. And the more I did it, the better I felt, the more excited I got about it, the more people noticed the change in me. So the more I was just able to say, well, it's because of this, and it's great, and you should try it. And then before I knew it, orders were like coming in left, right, and centre, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this.
So essentially, you weren't having to sell anything because people were just seeing and buzzing off you.
Yeah.
The result.
And that still happens now, 2.5 years down the line. People still say to me, how can you do that? How have you got 4 kids and you've got the energy to do that? And you're slimmer than me, and I had my kids like 10 years ago, 1 year ago. And I just say it's just because of these products. They're just amazing.
Do you find it easier to keep hold of the clients that you've got, because I think a real fear is that if you teach in boot camps or classes, that people will leave the classes, or if you have a personal training client base, that people stop working with you and leave. Have you found any difference in that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
The people are staying longer?
All I can say is I run a class on a Monday morning, and it was quite steady. And then in the summer, it dropped down to 2 people, and I just kept plugging away at it, branded up all the time, and now I'm full to capacity. And I never talk about Herbalife, but I wear it, and people come to me. So I had 3 new girls start 3 weeks ago, and at the end of the class today, they all said, right, we've been and looked into Herbalife and we're interested.
Wow. So you not even said anything, just wore the brand. They've gone away and researched and come back to you and said, yeah, I want to get involved.
Yeah. Same with my new member today. She was a client. She left her job, so she had no money. So I still kept in contact with her just to check that she was all right, not selling Herbalife at all. Then she's contacted me yesterday, wanted to get back on the products, realised that she can't live without them. Again, she's done the research and said, I understand I can get a discount. So we talked about the whole business and she was blown away.
Wow. Okay. So customer who had a great experience with the product, maybe didn't have so much luck in a work life, decided that she wanted to do what you do. So you're showing her and taking her through the process that I've shown you, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Brilliant. I just absolutely love those stories. They're wicked. They really, really are.
Yeah.
So if you could put it down to one best result that you've had from working with me, what would you say it would be?
It has changed my life, and that does seem a bit corny.
You dropped a massive cheese bomb there. You do realise that?
Yeah. But I have got complete financial freedom for myself, which is very, very important to me. Okay. Because I am who I am. I am not a wife and a mother. It's still me at the end of the day. And I can see a huge future, and it excites me.
Brilliant. I really appreciate excuse me, I really appreciate your time, Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know, you are an absolute pleasure to work with. You are one of these people that is, you know, tell, show, try, do, and you just go and do. So I really appreciate giving up your evening away from the 4 kids, and I'm sure a menagerie that you got in the background to take some time and just share your experience, which will hopefully then go on and inspire somebody else to maybe look at what we're doing, or at least have a look at the industry, see whether it's something that that can help them out of a situation. So thanks very much, Charlotte. I really appreciate it. And have a lovely evening.
Thank you.